Hello, Libra. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. Hopefully there's no girlier on there. Supportive Oracle Cards. Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman. Illustrated by Gretchen. There's Gretchen's last name. That way, if you'd like to find those creators, there's the information to find those creators. Okay. Okay. This is Libra. Alright, that's it. Alright. Alright. Are you going to like this? The ending card is great, but are you going to like this is my question. Let's get into it and find out. You got the High Priestess with the Princess of Pentacles, and this energy is on your side and it's crossed. It's trying to figure out the way that things have been going, is that correct? Do things need to be changed? But if to change things, you're going to have to do some things wrong to make things right. So in other words, to get the situation to go better down the road, you may have to push it out of balance so it can balance correctly later. And it's the question, like, is that a good idea? Because if I push this out of balance, what if I can't push it back into balance when I want to? Is this the right move to make? Should I really be doing this? Should I just be satisfied with the way it is? So there's a lot of questions here. And I don't know if that's a helicopter or what that is, for the love of Pete. Hopefully you can't hear that. It's a helicopter. So, for the love of Pete, that is a loud helicopter. What are y'all doing? It's winter. Go home. Go home, people. The High Priestess here is making me feel like you have to think about this. And it's kind of like things could fall through the cracks if I don't do this right. And I don't want to put in this effort and throw things out of balance and then end up with more problems than I originally had. This is hard. This is not an easy situation to get involved with, to get forward in. You're kind of like, should I just leave it the way it is? I don't know. I just don't know if I should. You're contemplating that. You're contemplating it for a while and a while and a while, and nothing is really changing for the longest time is what I'm getting. So it's kind of like the Princess of Pentacles is winning out to begin with, but then this happens in the environment, which ends up affecting you. Somebody's unhappy. Somebody feels like things are wrong. Somebody's taking advantage of the system, something like that, and things are naturally starting to fall out of balance anyway. The thing is, when this starts to happen, you're like, well, if I allow that to happen on its own, this is the imbalance I need to correct it later. Do I just kind of let it happen? Do I just let this happen? I'm seeing vanity, but I'm feeling like this is problems. This is somebody feeling like they deserve more than they need, or they deserve more, or they're trying to get attention. They're pulling attention their way. I just feel like this is a showboat type energy is what I'm feeling with that. So you have to ask yourself at this point, do I let that happen and just like, this is kind of what I need to happen for things to go out of balance so that later I can do that. Do I just let this happen? Should I let this happen? I don't have to set it up at this point to make it happen. It's kind of happening on its own. Should I let it? Do I allow it? Perfection is showing up here with the impasse. And I feel like in this, like I read cards intuitively, I just don't go with the direct meaning of a card. So impasse, I'm feeling like I'm seeing that person like not doing anything. Like they're just kind of like, I'm not going to do anything. And you're feeling like that's for the best. And you're kind of like, you're very careful what you say at this point. You don't want to align yourself with anything that's really bad here. So you don't want to seem like you're supporting it. So the perfection here is kind of like, I feel like you got to be very careful how you handle it. And you're like, I got to do this just right. I don't want to support this energy, at least not too much. But I want to allow it to do what it needs to do so I can get my opportunity here in the future. but I got to keep an eye on it. And it feels very precise a little bit. It feels like you got to be very careful. Only let it go so far. Don't pull it back too soon because you don't want to go just, you don't want to go just, you don't want that ball to hit just shy of the goal. And then you're like, oh, we went through all this crap and I didn't get to change things the way I needed to anyway. So you're like, okay, let me keep an eye on it. Let me see what I got to do. But you're trying to stay out of it as much as you can. You're just trying to let it happen. You're just I feel like that's the impasse. It's like, let's just hold back. Let's just hold back. That's what I'm getting for the impasse card. Like, let's just hold back. You see him? Hold back. I'm just going to hold back here. All right. So you have to be careful. It's not a long period of time. It's not a long time before you realize, okay, I got to move now. So then you make your move. You got the Queen of Wands, like, okay, it's where I need it to be. This is the spot. This is where I need it to be. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. Let's get this done. Let's go. So you're in there and doing what you got to do. Oh, I got a lot of energy. I'm like all amped up with this, kind of like, ooh, gotta go. Yep, gotta move that here. Gotta move that there. Quick moves, quick wheeling and dealing going on here. A lot of action going on here. And I feel like there's a lot of support here socially. You're moving through the situation like you need to. Other people want this changed. Other people are unhappy with how things are going. This is giving you the opportunity to set up some more regulations or more parameters. That way, okay, this is happening now. Well, this is how we can make sure this doesn't happen again. This is what we can do here. There's a lot of support here with the Three of Pentacles. Nope, Three of Cups. But there could be some double dealing is what I'm also getting, because it's a little bit askew here, I'm noticing, with the Three of Cups. Not really bad in the sense of like it's not like upside down bad, but like this other person that you're dealing with might get a heads up. You might have to deal with that person. There could be a confrontation. It feels very subjective to the situation, but be aware of that because you might have some double dealers in this little situation. So keep your head aware of that. Keep your sights on that. There we go. Because I feel like what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to set this in motion and set it off with these other people. Kind of like, here, I'll give you this. This is what I think needs to happen. You go do that. And you just give them the instructions and have them carry it out. Even though you have the Queen of Wands, I feel like you're actively giving them the instructions for some of this. For some of it, not all of it. And you have to set them off and get them over to what they need to do. When that happens, even though there's some double dealing there is some double dealing. There is some discontent here. Is that discontent? Despondence, but I'm getting discontent. I think that actually is a card in this, but it doesn't matter. I'm getting the word is despondence on there with the grief. I'm getting discontent. I am getting discontent. People aren't happy with exactly how that's going, so then they're creating the despondence is probably how that's happening. They have the grief with the despondence causing the discontent or coming from the discontent. I don't know. People are unhappy. That's the thing. And you've given them the instructions and what they need to do. And then there's some infighting here. There's some infighting within this situation. Like, no, I don't think that the Libra was right. Yes, the Libra was right. Well, you got to do it the way the Libra said to do it. No, I don't have to do it the way the Libra said it. And there's some of that weird energy going on here. When this finally kicks forward, I feel like you're fully well aware. You are fully well aware that there's going to be its own flavor. Like, whoever's doing this is doing it the way they want to. You knew that was going to happen. You're not an idiot. You know they're going to put their own little flavor on it. They're not going to do it to the T about what you wanted them to do. I don't see you shocked when the changes come forward and things go forward. You knew they were going to put their own flavor into it. And when it happens, things work out quite well. You got the Knight of Cups here. I don't see you having a problem with any of it. I feel like this actually works more to your benefit than this other person realizes. You didn't really need them to do it right to exactly the way they said, but you influenced it enough to get them to move forward. You kind of knew what was going to happen here is what I'm getting. When it does come forward and these changes come forward, I feel like you're just letting them be. You're not even questioning them. That's how they wanted it to happen? Fine. Let it go. And you did. You were expecting it. You're just kind of like, yeah, this isn't the battle I'm looking to fight. So here it is. Let's leave it the way it is. It's fine. I'm not bent out of shape at all. Again, you knew certain things like this was going to happen. Were going to happen. The Two of Pentacles shows up in the environment. Okay, now that it's gone this far, other people want to make different decisions. Now, this is the situation. This is where you now need to come into play even stronger. Because the first wave here of changes have come in. You know, people are going to put their own flavor to them. I actually feel like that's going to work to your advantage. I'm not exactly understanding how just now, but that seems to be working to your advantage. Other changes are coming forward. Other people are propagating these changes, pushing forward these changes, want these changes. When this happens, this is what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for. Because the World card comes in, and I almost feel like that's why you're not so worried about these little nuances that somebody wanted to change, because you're like, the whole thing's going to change anyway. It's really moot. It doesn't matter. I guess that makes sense why it didn't bother you. Because the whole situation is going to change with the World card coming in here. This is the part where you get to work with people. You get to work it out. They got the the Six of Pentacles in the environment. You've got the Eight of Pentacles for you. This energy is coming forward to create the World card. So you're working with the situation. You're hammering it out. People are working with you. There's certain things they want. There's certain things they're willing to give in. This is your forte. You know how to wheel and deal. You know how to politically get things to work out, to negotiate. That's the word I'm looking for. You know how to negotiate things, and you'll do that. And what I'm getting here with this is, this is again why this situation, when it came forward, you were completely happy with it. When this person put their own spin on it, because it wasn't going to stay. It didn't have staying power, and you knew that. I didn't know that when I read that card, but I know it now. So when you're hammering this out with this situation, and you're working with this energy, you're creating a whole new phase based on these changes, but that's also aiding you, because other people didn't like this little flavored change here. So other people didn't like that. They gave you more of a strong standing here to do what you want to do. Success will come out in the end. This is the good card I saw in the beginning. The Six of Swords or the Six of Wands is success. You will have success with this situation. You will have success changing the situation the way you want to. The whole new phase that comes in exactly the way you want it to. I feel like this plays out exactly the way you need it to. You played this exactly the way it needed to be played. This is perfect. I don't really know how this could go better based on what I'm reading. And it makes complete sense to me now. I think this is funny. Like, that's why when I sensed this energy, it didn't bother you. That's why. Because you're like, yeah, well, it's not going to be around that long, so why get upset about it? So it works out exactly the way you need it to. I'm still kind of like flabbergasted, but that's awesome. That's awesome. You just played this perfectly. It's good. It's good. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.